guys. Happy Saturday. How are you guys? Just coming around for a bit just to come and do a little bit of content with you guys, quick and fast, just to fill in, you know, just to give you guys a content and just to fill in the gap of what we left off or the other day and a few things. How have you guys been? Hope you guys' day has been going on well so far. Weekend, yeah, we made it. Yes, got a little bit of break. Whoever is working this weekend, oh my, sorry. And for those like me who are not out here too much, although busy, just saying, hey, stopping by for a minute or two. Just having a little bit of lunch, rather late lunch. Actually, this one is a jerk chicken salad. Jerk chicken, make a little bit exhausted a bit because I got up real early this morning and stuff like that. I came in late, got up early this morning and stuff like that. So we got the jerk chicken, a little bit of barbecue sauce. We got the gala apple, we got the pineapple, we got cucumbers. Okay, we got romaine salad and every little thing else that I'm not gonna tell you guys about. It's a good salad, pick me up salad. You don't need salad dressing for this one, and a little bit of hint of black pepper, fresh cracked black pepper, right? All of that goodness, right? Sometimes you have to have a salad, right? So that's why I said I woke up very early because you don't know, have a little one and two things to do, and you don't know business as always, right? So nevertheless, also have some strawberry Arizona and all of this goodness pick me up and stuff like that. So that's why I'm here right now to say, guys, actually, one second. Sorry, guys. I had to plug this in quick before battery. Uh, there we go, and stuff like that. So, we have a lot of things to talk about on this content, but I'm going munch and then we'll just get on into it. My hair tie went somewhere, but I don't know where my hair tie went right now, but maybe behind me somewhere. But anyways, I had a little hair tie to keep my hair back. I had a hair net on my hair all day, so don't watch no face, nothing like that, right? But stuff like that. Big up the Dior glasses. Don't know. Authentic, like I said. We got used glasses and we got brand new glasses that you can also buy. The ones that I wear already, I could give you guys percentage off, and the ones then that I have brand new and stuff like that. So cheers, guys. You know what I mean? What I talk about fresh pineapple, no canned pineapple. Mm-hmm. The gala apple. Mm, bell pepper. You tell them how you want it. Basically, this is a secret. Can't give you guys another secret because. And then we have tortilla croutons on top. Mm-hmm. Can't give you the rest. You don't need salad dressing for this one, guys, because the barbecue jerk chicken. Mm-hmm. Come on in. With apples, the pineapple, the cucumbers, mm-hmm, and all of that, right? I've been real busy, guys. So I said, when I have some time, I will come on the live. Mm. And this is the breast part, guys. Dark meat, and you have, right? So since I'm not paying for it, eat what I want, right? Mm-hmm. It's good to have a salad now and then. Fresh pineapple is good. The apple. Mm. Real good, guys. And you have raw bell peppers. fresh. If you want to add salad dressing to it, you can, but for me, most of these salad dressing has only salad dressing that me would put on it for me is vinaigrette. But because everything else is sweet and the pineapple and all that, it's fresh. I just like my salad fresh. It's a real good salad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Real nice. Mm-mm. Guys, when I say when I mean nice, nice. Not because it's coming from our place, guys. Doesn't mean I mean nice, but it's nice. I love piece of the chicken breast charred and jerks chicken skin. Mm, mm. Sorry, guys, but food have to have flavor, right? This is what you call summer fall salad. Mm-hmm. It's real good for you. No calorie, kinda, but healthy meal, filling meal. Mm-hmm. You have your fruits, your salad, your meat protein. Mm-hmm. My. Mm. Then you have your chicken, going right through it. Tomatoes too, guys, fresh. Peppers, cucumbers, the apples, pineapple, fresh. Mm. I should have been here right now eating me. It's the best summer, fall. Salad. They ever have. Health as well, right? Can't be eating too much fried. Grease. You guys know how I do. I juice a lot and I health as well, right? Mm, God, just can't explain to you. Mm, guys, 1 second. Sorry, guys. But cheers. Until I drink of Arizona, I remember Trayvon Martin case. Remember that case? Cheers. This guy was supposed to have a straw, but oh well. Guys, let me finish up and get in the content, right? We don't have all day. But we're here to talk about rapper Cash Out. We got life for sodomy, so-called prostitution ring, rated R, adult only, and all of that, right? I'm eating fast, guys, to start. But you know, salad can't put down. You gotta eat it. When you want the benefits of salad or your juices, you're gonna drink it right away, eat it right away. I think that's it. Mm-hmm. Oops, sorry, jerk chicken. Mm-hmm. The bias. The bias. Mm-hmm. The bias. Don't eat and talk bad manners. Don't follow me, okay? But I could describe the food, man. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Anyways, guys, let's get into the content quick and fast, yes? All right. One more drink, one more sip. Okay. So rapper Cash Out, right? His mom also got sentenced. We want to talk about rapper Casso as well. We also want to talk about Diddy and his sentence. We also wanted to talk about the Vibes Cartel concert that is coming. And we also wanted to talk about the heinous crime of the woman behind the wall. So we have many things that we want to talk about. So let's unpack the story quick and fast. So this story pans out basically sentence wrapped up basically sometime in July this year, and he not too long got sentenced. So we want to talk about it quick and fast. Now you guys saw his picture up there, right there in the title. So you guys don't have to ask me, I mean, what he looks like, whatever. You could see it right there. We also have a little bit of the audio, and then we're gonna talk about some other things as we go. Okay, so let's get into it some more. Rapper Cash Out was sentenced to life in prison on Monday, July 21st, after being convicted in a rape and racketeering case in Georgia. Attorneys said the Atlanta based rapper, whose legal name is John Michael Gibson, was found guilty, excuse me, July 18th of charges including rape, aggravated sodomy, and violating the Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act for leading prostitution enterprise. A spokesperson for the Fulton County District Attorney Office told USA Today. Okay. Gibson was also convicted of 2 counts of trafficking a person, pimping, pandering, keep a place of prostitution, battery, possession of firearm during commission of felony and other crimes. Fulton County Media Relations Director Balavi Bailey said he was found not guilty of felony aggravated assault, Gibson defense attorney Creighton R. Matthews says. During the trial, Matthew told USA Today he argued the state failed to prove its case, called some of the charges against him overblown, and said testimony from the accuser show they voluntarily reconnected with Gibson and contradicted themselves repeatedly. Gibson, who rose to fame more than a decade ago with hits including Cashing Out and She Twerking, had been on trial since June 2nd before Fulton County Superior Court Judge Lethbridge. Okay? Gibson mother Linda Smith and his friend, like I said, Tyrone Taylor, were also convicted in connection to the case in which prosecutor told a 12-person jury they ran a business and lured victims into prostitution. Could you imagine that you're being locked up? And then your mom is locked up too, running some kind of enterprise allegedly. Well, they're locked up, so I can't even say allegedly, of prostitution, luring victims. So woman is out here suffering, loss every day, traffic every day, and then woman is part of it, basically. Right? So maybe that's why sometimes the world can be better, right? Because we're not our sisters' keepers anymore. You understand? So the mom, like I said, also got charged, also got locked up, also got sentenced as well, right? Okay, moving on. Cash out's mother, friend, co-defendants in case. Do you hear this? Could you imagine your mom? It's almost like that boy, beautiful girl. Him and his mama. All those fraud. And when they took the mama mugshot, it wasn't what a pretty sight they claim, right? Let's continue. Cash out mother friend co-defendant in case. Before sentencing, the judge said evidence at trial had shown the very worst of human behavior toward other human beings. Like I said, it's like nowadays there's no humanity in humans anymore, right? Local media outlet reported the judge said the verdict reflected prosecutors had proved beyond reasonable doubt that the conduct of the defendant occurred, and her sentence would be responsive to that. The judge sentenced Gibson to life, an additional 70 years in connection to the case. Now, if the man already got life, how can you give him 70 more years on life? Sometimes some of these sentences are ridiculous, eh? Anyways, Simmet was sentenced to 30 years for her crimes. The mom. So here you are. And I'm going to change that title when I get off of here. I'm going to edit the title in a minute, right? Here goes the mom and her son. And the mom got 30 years, right? Hmm? And her son got life. What a life. So anyways, the judge sentenced Gibson to life an additional 70 years in connection to the case. Simmet was sentenced to 30 years for her crimes, like I said, and Taylor received the same sentence as Gibson Matthews confirmed. Mighty God we serve. We do respect the court process and the jury decision. However, we are disappointed with the verdict and the sentence. Matthews said Monday afternoon he maintains his innocence on many of these charges and may file an appeal or a motion for a new trial. Okay? Right? So you got Cash Out is 34 years old and his life is over basically. Was born in Columbus, Georgia. Right? He signed with Epic Records to release his 2011 single Cash Out, which peaked at number 36 on the Billboard Hot 100. In August 2014, Gibson released the album Let's Get It, supported by the single hit She Twerking. All right? Okay, guys? So if you didn't know the story, this is a story that I basically came and talk about. I don't know if you guys know basically Cash Out, right? Cash Out. You guys know Cash Out, right? Cash Out, right? Cash Out, right? So all of that story right there, guys. Okay. So we will have a little bit of the audio. Okay. Let's get to the audio quick and fast. A little bit of it. Let's see if we could
This live with more on that story, Kim. Well, this trial's been going.
Last week, a jury found the rapper, his cousin, and mother guilty of running a sex trafficking operation.
The three used their record label as a front for the sex trafficking. Today, a judge handed down his decision. Fox 5's Kim Luffler joins us live with more on that story. Kim? Well, this trial's been going on for several weeks. Cash Out told the judge today the jury made a mistake, but the victims and their families say he and his family members need to stay behind bars. Before sentencing Monday, Atlanta rapper Cash Out, whose real name is John Michael Gibson, told the judge.
Can you imagine? So that was a short part of it. Okay, so they give you a short version of it, right? So let's get to the whole spiel of this is could you imagine? So your mom gets sentenced 30 years, your cousin gets sentenced 30 years, and you got life in prison for running an enterprise of racketeering and sex trafficking and prostitution and sodomy and all of that nonsense, right? You understand? So rapper Cash Out, like I said, if you guys didn't know, some heinous crime out here, right? Right? So he got sentenced for life and all of that. Like I told you guys, right? So let's unpack, right?
The Atlanta rapper known as Cash Out will spend the rest of his life in prison.
That's right. So after a jury convicted him of rape, sex trafficking, keeping a place of prostitution, and a whole lot more, 11 Live's Grace King joins us live from the newsroom. And Grace, you were in the courtroom as all that drama unfolded. What stood out to you?
Well, Ron, I cover a lot of court, and typically if a defendant talks during sentencing, they'll show remorse or ask for leniency. Cash Out didn't do any of that and instead claimed the victims who came forward were bullied into doing so. On Monday, John Michael Gibson took the mic one final time, not as the well-known rapper Cash Out, rather as a convicted felon fighting for a chance at freedom.
You know, you can be falsely accused of things. Jesus was falsely accused. One day, the truth will come out that these things never happened.
A jury found him guilty on roughly a dozen charges, including RICO, rape, and sex trafficking.
It's never behind me. It's always with me, even in my sleep and my subconscious. It changes you. It shakes you to the core.
Several victims and their families shared stories of the trauma they still endure.
Using his one-hit wonder status to steal their person. He and his mom literally stole the souls of all the women that they victimized.
The judge said the state proved those victims' stories beyond a reasonable doubt and showed no leniency as she sentenced Cash Out, his mother, and his cousin to decades in prison.
Court heard and viewed evidence demonstrating the very worst of human behavior toward other human beings.
His cousin expressed disappointment over the outcome.
And I didn't do it.
Mama Cash Out said she'd accept whatever fate she deserved.
When the verdict came in,
So that means she's guilty?
I wasn't angry at all. Not at all. I was so sorry for the victims. And I pray for them and will continue to pray.
Now, I did speak with one of the jurors.
So therefore, the mom is basically admitting that they're guilty. So her rapper Cash Out is acting like say this never really happened. Hmm? Right? Right? Not only that, this is what happened before he got sentenced, right? Because prosecutor delays tragedy behind the life sentence in Cash Out Rico sex trafficking. So they before this whole thing came down, this is what happened before. So we thought this was nothing going to come out of this case, to be honest, right? Let's continue. Right here. 1 second, okay? Okay, so 1 second.
5. Fulton County prosecutors are walking Channel 2 Action News through how they secured a guilty verdict in the RICO case against Atlanta rapper Cash Out. Channel 2's investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln joins us live now in downtown with the exclusive interview. Ashley, you found out what prosecutors say led the rapper to sex trafficking women for money in the first place.
George, prosecutors told me it was Cash Out implicated, that we were able to bring in those crimes under the RICO.
1
Out of
second.
story you'll see only on Channel 2 Action News at 5. Fulton.
1 second, guys. Could you imagine? I don't want any copyright strike, so that's why you see I forward that part out. Sorry, guys.
County prosecutors are walking Channel 2 Action News through how they secured a guilty verdict in the RICO case against Atlanta rapper Cash Out. Channel 2's investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln joins us live now in downtown with the exclusive interview. Ashley, you found out what prosecutors say led the rapper to sex trafficking women for money in the first place.
George, prosecutors told me it was Cash Out's failing music career that led him down this path. They went through dozens of pages of bank statements that showed he made thousands more by pimping women versus the money he made from his career.
Oh, my.
When the money went down online, he went to the street. It's a conviction Fulton County prosecutors say was a joint effort to secure. They got what they needed to get, which was life. Prosecutors walked me through their evidence in the RICO sex trafficking case against rapper Cash Out, his cousin Tyrone Taylor, and his mother, Linda Smith.
The things I've been accused of, I know that I haven't done those things.
He took no responsibility and accountability for what happened.
Lead prosecutor Ernell Winfrey says Cash Out landed on their radar after various run-ins with police across the metro.
So you did have Gwinnett. You had Lowndes County. You had DeKalb County. You had Fulton County. You had so many counties implicated that we were able to bring in those crimes under the RICO statute.
Chief Deputy District Attorney Adrian Love.
The victims testified that they performed certain acts because they didn't want to get beaten. They didn't want to get run over. They didn't want to get hit in the head with a gun.
And prosecutor Grant Root sifted through thousands of text messages and bank statements.
We were able to show that the money was flowing from specific sex acts committed by trafficked women here in Fulton County up through the enterprise to Gibson to Linda Smith.
District Attorney Fonnie Willis.
I'm always going to put my best and my brightest on the case, and we are going to make sure that they are out of our community for the rest of their days.
And again, Gibson and his cousin sentenced to life in prison plus 70 years. Linda.
Could you imagine, guys? Life in prison, guys. Could you imagine? Could you imagine, guys? So when the music industry failed, he turned to a prostitution ring. And all of these things, his mama and his cousin, and all these things. Right? His mom also speak at the sentence in which we don't even want to hear about it, to be honest. Right? We also want to talk about actor Tyrese. Remember, actor Tyrese, we also want to talk about him for a second, but we're going to get to him for a second. But let's get to the mama speak and sentencing for a second. Rapper, 1 second, okay?
This is straight. I feel like we're back at the job.
1 second. Commercial, okay? His mama. Instead of you set an example for your child.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Instead of she set an example for her child.
I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I'm sorry. I'd like to say thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak. Not a day, ever since I turned myself in, I was always prayerful for the victims. I take accountability. I pray for them continuously. I pray for the district attorney's office. I pray for you, Judge, because that's what God requires me to do.
Oh, Lord.
And that's what I truly feel in my heart, because I love God so much, and I'm so full of joy.
After you do all of this,
that Friday, when the verdict came in, I wasn't angry at all. Not at all. I almost thought something was wrong with me. So that Saturday, well, the night before, let me back up. I talked to God like I always do. And he said, I must give my testimony to the young ladies in New Beginnings. And I said, Father God, I don't want to put my business out there. That's my business. But Father God said, your business is my business, and my agenda is your agenda. He said for me, which I always do, I respect authority. And Sergeant Ball was on the shift in my pod. So I had to speak to her. I was kind of afraid to speak to her. But Father God reminded me, he said, I'm by your side, do not fear. So I pressed the button and I asked, could I speak to her? Because I knew that in order to get my testimony.
So this is rapper, cash out, mom sentencing. Rapper cash out got life. Cousin seems to get life. Mom got 30 years. For racketeering, rape, they claim, prostitution, and running an enterprise of racketeering and prostitution. Seriously. So now mom seems like she has some kind of remorse, and in court talking to the judge about this and that and this and that. Okay, so this is the mama that got 30 years. Mama of cash out. Speak, the rapper mama.
Authority that I must talk to. So I went out and she asked me what was going on. And I said, Sergeant Paul, I'm asking, like, during devotion, will I be able to give my testimony? Because that's what God has said for me to do. It wasn't a choice. God doesn't give you that. He gives commandments. And I never want to be disobedient to God. She said, Miss Smith, she said, you cannot be disobedient to God. So if you give your testimony and it just saves one person, just one person, you've done what God asked you to do. So I gave my testimony to about 35 women in the New Beginnings pod with me. God was speaking through me. I give him all the praise and glory. It's not me at all. My attorney, she's been great. She's been great. And she asked me when she came Sunday to speak to me what I would like.
I really don't want to drag this out at all. Seriously. So if you're interested of in this case of rapper Cash Out, his mama, his cousin, and the life sentence. Knock yourself out, go look up this case, listen to the rest of Mama Cash Out speak. How sorry she is for so-called running an enterprise of prostitution, raping, luring girls into prostitution. So let me echo this one more time. Rapper Cash Out, who made that song Turrican and whatever other songs he made, got life sentence. Mama got sentenced 30 years. Cousin also got life, and he got life plus 70 odd years more on top of the life of other charges. All right? So I just had to come and say, guys, did you guys hear about this one? We always have some strange case, some strange stuff to talk about over here, but it always connect. It's always factual, actual reality, what's happening now. Okay? Moving on. From here, guys, we also want to talk about rapper Queso. As you guys know, that rapper Queso got sentenced. So rapper Queso got sentenced 2 days ago for life for murder in 2020, murder in the Jacksonville murder alongside some other people. So if you guys didn't know, Jacksonville rapper Hakeem Queso Robinson cousin sentence got life as well. So nowadays days, family members bringing their family member into the nonsense that they're doing. They don't say to the family member, you know what? I am a bad person. Please stay away from it. I'm a bad person. Stay in school. I'm a bad person. Go let me do some trade or something of that sort. But anyways, let's continue. Let's get into this one. Okay, guys?
First, today we now know a local rapper and his cousin will spend the rest of their lives in prison. Hakeem Robinson, also known as Queso, along with Leroy Whitaker Jr., were sentenced today in the death of Charles McCormick Jr. Our Haj Abbas joined us live outside the Duval County Courthouse this evening. And
1 second.
Haja, tell us more about what happened inside the courtroom.
Yeah, guys, I was in the courtroom today when Robinson and Whitaker found out they'll be spending the rest of their lives behind bars without parole. Now, both men declined to speak as the judge announced their sentences.
His life was taken unjustly, and the ripple effect of the act that has forever changed his family, friends, and community. But it brings some kind of relief knowing that these individuals will no longer have the power to take another life.
Is there anything you wish to say? Okay. By unanimous verdict, and at this time, this court will then adjudicate you guilty of that offense and sentence you to the only lawful sentence that this court can impose, and that is mandatory life in prison without the eligibility for parole.
Jacksonville rapper Hakeem Robinson, also known as Queso, and his cousin Leroy Whitaker Jr. were sentenced Wednesday to life in prison without parole for the 2020 killing of 23-year-old Charles McCormick Jr. According to the police, McCormick was shot on January 15, 2020 at Dames Point Plaza in Arlington. An off-duty officer witnessed the shooting and said the gunman stood over McCormick and fired a rifle before fleeing in a Nissan Altima. The officer pursued the car until it crashed. 3 people ran from the scene. Family members
Can you imagine?
were in the courtroom, sharing their grief and sending
that glorify real violence and the loss of innocent lives.
Okay.
Hakeem Robinson, also known as Queso, along with Leroy Whitaker Jr.
Queso was even shown on the video cam with a rifle in his hand. After he shoot the person, he goes stand up and shoot some more. All right? So if you guys didn't hear about this, rapper Queso, okay, and his family member, let me pull it up quickly for you guys so you guys can see, got life. These are the 2 guys I'm talking about, guys. Right here. Okay? Right here now. So it was a 2020 shooting. The 2022 shooting, guys. The 2020 shooting, I'm repeating myself over and over, and they just got life sentence. All right? Imagine that most of these rappers, all they spew, they claim, is hate and all of that. All right? So there was a trial going on while rapper Cash Out was getting sentenced, rapper Queso was also getting sentenced as well. Right, while Diddy is getting sentenced as well. So how many rapper is gonna bite the dust of the justice system? And why is it always that the rapper them always find themselves in the justice system? Okay, so Queso, like I said, got life in prison with no parole and all of that. So let's go back all the way back in the court case for a little bit of this case, okay? Give me a second. All the way for a second, all right? All right? So I want to give you guys a backstory a little bit, okay?
Opening statements just wrapped up in Madison.
So that's why he got
attorneys handling the case of two men accused of killing a local rapper over a diss track just finished giving jurors their opening statements. Charles McCormick.
Remember, rapper Queso, ATK, Scotty, and tried for Little Buck murder. Remember Little Buck? I don't know if you guys heard about Little Buck. You guys heard about the Little Buck murder? Little Buck. Okay, I'm going to get into it for a little more, but listen anyway. That's who he's on trial for. That's who he got sentenced for, Little Buck, because of a diss track. Rappers are killing each other nowadays days over diss track. So listen up, okay? 1 second, go ahead.
Finished giving jurors their opening statements. Charles McCormick Jr., better known as Lil Buck, was shot and killed in 2020 in what investigators believe was a gang-related...
Okay, so I want to show you guys 1 second. I want to wait 1 second. There's commercial, so that's why I'm trying to forward on the commercial.
Charles McCormick Jr., better known as Lil Buck, was...
Okay. So, I don't like the commercial. I'm forwarding out the commercial. Okay? So, Little Buck, like I said, was shot because they claim so Little Buck made a diss track. All right? So, let's get to it for a second. Back up out of the commercial.
Attorneys handling the case of two men accused of killing a local rapper over a diss track just finished giving jurors their opening statements. Charles McCormick Jr., better known as Lil Buck, was shot and killed in 2020 in what investigators believe was a gang-related attack right outside of an Arlington shopping center. Action News Jack's Madison Foglio is live outside of the Duval County Courthouse, and the opening statements just wrapped up in Madison. The defense attorneys for both men showed similar strategies, you noticed.
Yeah, Tanika, the defense attorneys both argued to the jury that the prosecutors that they're going to be presenting to them in the future is a result of plea deals reached by others associated with this case. And they just urged the jury to keep that in mind as the trial goes on. The trial for the 2020 murder of Charles McCormick Jr. is officially underway. Hakeem Robinson, better known as Queso, and Leroy Whitaker are being tried together with separate juries. Robinson is charged with first-degree murder as a criminal gang member, and Whitaker is charged with first-degree murder as a criminal gang member, burglary with assault or battery, and home invasion robbery. Both Robinson and Whitaker are alleged to be part of the ATK gang. Investigators allege that Robinson and Whitaker sought to kill McCormick Jr. because he made a rap song that dissed the late rapper Willie Addison, who is also Robinson's half-brother. During opening statements, both Robinson and Whitaker's attorneys alluded that the state's evidence in this case came as a result of plea deals.
We're going to learn that Blue, this ain't his first time cooperating with law enforcement. He's done that before, so he has experience. He knows that when he is in trouble, and he is caught, if I say what the government wants to hear, I get out. He's done it before, and he's going to do it again in this courtroom.
What you're going to learn is that Dominic Barner came in on January 15th, and he told
So now you guys hear that?
himself to get him off his case. So let him go.
During the prosecution.
So basically, the prosecutor painted him as a snitch. Allegedly. Don't mix me. Okay, let's go.
Opening statements, Assistant State Attorney Joel Cooper said that the evidence will show the motivation behind the murder.
This was a group of individuals who knew one another, were close to one another.
Listen.
that were family. Every single one of them that participated in this crime were members of ATK,
Listen.
a local rap group. All but one of them were related by blood.
Okay.
And Nika, it's important to know that Blue is Abdul Rahman.
All right. So when I say to you that rapper Queso father also had to testify in this case, because rapper father Queso father end up disposing some kind of evidence, and they charge him, and he had to go up against his son. And everybody came out and said that what kind of nonsense is that? Why you testify against your son? Blah, blah, blah. Okay? All of these things. So Queso father had to testify, says this. Okay? Let me get into it, guys. The story is deep, done deep. Imagine rapper cash out, mom got sentenced, cousin got sentenced, he got life in prison. Okay? Then you had rapper Queso and his family member got sentenced, plus his dad, seems like his dad had to take a plea deal because the dad had to testify against Queso. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into this, guys. Listen.
On January 15, 2020,
listen.
Prior to the murder of Charles McCormick,
that's Little Buck.
Aware of what was going to happen to him that day? No.
Listen.
Did you participate in any of the planning of the murder of Charles McCormick?
No.
Were you present when Charles McCormick was murdered?
No.
That's Queso's dad.
Did you know that was going to happen before it happened?
No.
When did you find out Charles McCormick was going to be murdered? Or, excuse me, when did you find out Charles McCormick had been murdered?
After I picked up Scott and Butter.
So that would be Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Barner?
Yes.
You indicated you picked them up. How did you know that they needed a ride on January 15, 2020?
My son called me and asked me to go get Scotty a ride.
Which son?
Kareem.
Abdul Jr.?
Yes.
Do you recall what Abdul Jr.'s phone number was that he communicated with you on that day?
I think it's 904 624 36 94 84.
3684?
Yeah.
Do you recall what your phone number was back on January 15, 2020?
904 866 2370.
Now, sitting here today, you realize that you were testifying against not only co-defendants, but family members.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
I have a number of reasons.
So what did I utter earlier? Rapper Queso got life sentence, him and his mama and his cousin. And now here goes Rapper Queso and his dad, who had to testify in the murder trial of Little Buck. Now here we go, Diddy gets sentenced. So how many rappers can't live gracefully out here and retire? They have to live gracefully in jail behind bars with racketeering, murder, and all. So what is the black community getting to, or what is this rapper community getting to? And are they part of some kind of crime organization? Are they really rapping out here, making good music? Are they out here selling their soul and making devilish music and making these children act wild and join gang and all of these things, allegedly? I'm only saying, man, imagine that rapper Queso that had to take the stand in the murder trial because he pick up the killers after the fact. And rapper Queso just got life in prison. And now rapper Cash Out, not too long, him and his mama and the cousin got some sentence. Mama got 30 years, cousin got life. Rapper Cash Out got life as well. Let's continue.
What are they?
I got some health issues. I got 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old daughter. And when my 8-year-old daughter asked me when I'm gonna come take her to the daddy-daughter dance.
Objection, hearsay relevance. Overruled. Good.
When she asked me over each year when I'm gonna come take her there, and I keep letting her down. Then my 6-year-old son, but he asked me if I'm going to come to his football games, come take him fishing. My other 6-year-old, he asked me, when I'm going to come see him, when he begging me, please come see me, Daddy. He want to teach me how to play the game, but he don't know where I'm at. You know, things like that. My health issues.
What health issues do you have?
I have diabetic. I'm diabetic. I'm high blood pressure. I suffer from congestive heart failure. I just found out June 25th that my kidneys is failing rapidly.
Has becoming a witness in this case negatively impacted your relationship with your entire family?
Well, I really don't have no more relationship with my family.
You're dead.
Besides one person.
So a part of your family completely cut you out?
Yeah.
Because of this murder case.
When people know that you're cooperating, does that make it easier or harder for you when you're incarcerated?
Well, it make it harder for me.
What about when you get out?
Extremely harder.
Is cooperating in this case something that is easy for you to do?
No, this is the most hardest decision I've had to make in my life.
To testify against his own son, Queso, rapper Queso. Do you understand, guys? Even Boozy beat him. Lots of people come and beat him. Right? Anyhow, moving on. Let me get a break, some water. So that was all of it. So if you want to know anything about rapper Cash Out life sentence and his mom and his cousin, if you want to know anything about rapper Queso and his life sentence and his dad testifying against him and his cousin, knock you guys self out, go and preview that, go and review that, right? Anyways, let's get to Puff Daddy sentence, right? So as you guys know, he learned his fate. Let's get into it quick and fast. Okay? 1 second.
A sentence in the high-profile Sean Diddy Combs trial. The rapper was convicted on federal prostitution charges back in July. Let's go right now to Fox News national correspondent CB Cotton outside of the courthouse. CB?
Hey, well, yeah, the judge moments ago sentencing Sean Diddy Combs to 4 years behind bars, telling the court he took into consideration that Diddy was self-made, someone who lifted up others, supported his family. He noted that Diddy did a lot of this while even battling addiction, but he said he had to consider all of the rapper's history. And he said that specifically, he said, quote, a history of good works can't wash away the record. He pointed out that two of Diddy's accusers and former girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and a woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane, he talked about their testimony specifically. The judge pointing out that after Diddy publicly apologized for the leaked video of him assaulting Cassie, that Diddy assaulted his current girlfriend, Jane. And this sentence handed down 4 years behind bars for Sean Diddy Combs. It comes after Diddy pleaded for mercy, stood up and addressed the judge inside the courtroom. In a shaken voice, he apologized to Cassie Ventura. He apologized to that former girlfriend, again known as Jane. And he said he was sorry to all other victims of domestic violence. Diddy called his own behavior disgusting, shameful, and sick. And he said it cost him his career, his reputation, and his family. He also then turned in the courtroom to his children and apologized for letting them down, saying that he had not been the father they deserved. And he really pleaded with the judge to give him another chance. But again, ultimately, Will, we now know that the disgraced media mogul, who was once at the height of the music industry, has now been sentenced to 4 years behind bars. The judge said that any of Diddy's past good works could not could not overstate the record.
So rapper Cash Out gone life sentence. Rapper Queso gone life sentence. Diddy gone 4 years and 2 months. So if Diddy did 13 years, dead time already. How long you think Diddy gonna come out on good behavior? So Diddy will be possible, mark my words, possible, allegedly within 2 years. So did he really do all of those crimes that they claim that he did? Not at all, like we said, right? But when you're fighting with certain people out here, you gotta pick your battles. When you're going political, you gotta pick your battles and choose your words and your behavior wisely. Why every time that people reach the highest heights, there's always somebody around the corner when they're not satisfied. Not only that, all of these kind of things. It's the first man that I see trafficking women and help them with businesses. It's the first man that I see do all of these things of almost trafficking, but yet still make the person have businesses, home, pay their mortgages and all of that. I find that odd and I find that strange. But nevertheless, what can we say? All right, we gotta be mindful, and if there's victims out there, we're also gonna be mindful, right? Kiss me teeth and pass. Now you guys know that Vice Cartel is basically coming around, and a lot of people are saying that the tickets are very expensive, and a lot of people are saying that the timing that he's coming almost the end of the month, so people have all kind of bills to pay and all of these things. I don't have much to say. You know, it's a win-win for some people, and to some people, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go, the way I see it, right? Nevertheless, we also want to talk about Shensia. Let's go to reggae now, since we talk about all the hip-hop artists and all of them that's going down in wildfire and going down in charges. So let me backtrack. Rapper Cash Out got sentenced, him and his mother, okay, and his cousin Rapper Queso all got a life in sentence for Little Buck murder trial, a murder charge and stuff like that. Diddy got sentenced 4 years and change, but already did 13 months dead time. So when you look about it, he's going to be out maybe 2.5 years for good behavior, right? Anyways, all of that. We also want to talk about Shensia and the Mariah Carey. One second. So as you guys know, that Shensia has a song with Mariah Carey, and I believe that Shensia is out here doing a lot of things that they claim, and they claim that it's a good collab. I was trying to find that part where I can't find it, but I guess it's another time I find it. Okay, maybe it's this one. Let's see if I could find it. Maybe this is one.
I love your music, thank you. But for drop some more. And not a collab this time. I was actually not gonna put out no more collabs, but I could not turn down Mariah Carey. Are you crazy? I said, you know what? After Shake It to the Max being so successful and Asian Tip Remix, because I'm truly a fan of that song, I say, I'm not drop no more collab. Like, I'm no good now on collabs. But then Mariah linked me. I'm like, I'm sorry. Y'all gonna have to watch me feature on somebody else's song again and kill it again. Because who is turning down Mariah? Me? I'm not turning down Mariah Carey for nobody. Like, I made sure even push my release back. I said, I'll push my single back.
So what do you guys think about that?
I love your music. Thank you.
So what do you guys think about that? Is that a good thing for Shensia? I am not sure. Anyways, let's run up this part and talk about Miss Kitty and CDA and hear what CDA have to talk about what they claim the kids are wiping car glass and they're only targeting TikTokers and all of these things and this and this and that and da-da-da-da-dee and da-da-da-da-da. Okay? One second. And then we're going to wrap up this live and say thank you for stopping by, guys. All right? Because I gotta run.
Street. Tuckers and their children.
Wait, back up.
Not
1 second. So much commercial. 1 second. So let's get to Miss Kitty and wrap up this live, okay?
Telephone name thing that, cause if Rosalie.
Wait, watch up. 1 second.
She never mean it. Miss Kitty have a
1 second.
And yet still look like you're targeting TikTokers and their children. So why you don't want to take up those children? Well, wipe your glass down a market and I sell the chocolate them at night time on the road. Down. How you not gonna look for them picnic there and them the parents there?
No, but the people are making assumptions that we're not doing that. Because we have been over the years, we carried operations to identify the children living and working in the streets and to ensure that we safeguard them and provide some kind of support. In fact, we actually have we did a street and working children study in 2020, and we have used the findings of that study to implement a program through a third party
CDA.
in some key communities that were identified as the communities from which the children on the streets tend to come from. So we have we provided that intervention over 1 year just now, and that has been extended to another year. So we're doing the work. Now, you have to also understand the dynamics of children living and working on the streets. Some of those children, they would have removed them. They may have come into our care. Some of them absconded, so they ran away from the facilities.
Right.
So, we have gone out there. Sometimes when they see us coming, they run. Sometimes they come to me and they wind on my windows and they think I'm a police officer. So sometimes they run away, right?
Yeah.
But many of them, even though we may remove them, they tend to want to go back to the street. Which is
because that's the life they know.
Right, that's the life they know. So we try to encourage, citizens, the public, not to support them in that kind of way. Where you need to make a report, make a report. One of the things that we have to watch out for as well, Kitty, is when you see a child working on the street, the child could be begging, the child could be selling. It is by being on the street, the child is at risk, right? Risk of harm because people can lick him down. Somebody
can kidnap them.
Right, anything can happen. But in some instances, there is someone who has sent that child out to work. Yeah. So you have to look for those kind of exploitative situations. Sometimes children they're sent out to beg and they have to carry in a certain amount of money for somebody. So in those instances, we have to respond not only to remove the child but to address the root cause.
The perpetrator.
Yes.
Yeah, the perpetrator.
So it's a very nuanced kind of situation. But we do try. Every now and again we do operations where we go to some hotspots and try to remove the children. And
they say it seems like hotspots are popping up all over because I'm telling you, back in the day, you would see some at one stoplight. Now, Doc, is that they've inundated all stoplights. It's like you're just afraid to go to the stoplight. And I, for one, I'm very concerned about some of the children, especially the smaller ones, that you see there late at night. It's like, where are their parents? Mm-hmm. And then somebody's going to ask, where is the CPFSA in all of this to remove these children off the road?
No. Once somebody makes a report or once we see them, we engage in some kind of action to remove them, right? Of course, as I told you, some of them run when they see us coming, but we try to remove them and we try to either bring them back home because, as I said, many of them have homes, so we try to bring them back home. But when we realize it's a pattern, then we do a removal, put them in our care, and if they don't abscond, then we try to provide the resources and the services needed for them to, go back into school and to live as normal a childhood as possible. But some of them, like you said, have been raised in a culture where they have to go out and hustle. Yeah. So there's some cultural things that we kind of need to clean up. Right? But one of the things that we believe is where we're able to support families and cause families to become protective environments. Mm-hmm. Then the likelihood of a child going on the street would be reduced.
So I'm not gonna drag this out. So I'm sure you guys got your belly full. When you guys don't see me, you guys can revise, review, look over this video and all of that. Okay. So we're just gonna wrap up the topic. And we're just going to summarize the topic all over just to give you a breakdown of what we spoke about today. So we talk about rapper Cash Out, got sentenced, life sentence, him and his cousin and his mom for racketeering, prostitution, rape, and sodomy. Also, rapper, while that was happening, rapper Queso also got life sentence for murder. Little Buck, his dad, ended up testifying in this trial against him and his cousin as well. We also had Diddy, who got 4 years and change, or did 13 months dead time. So what I think, I'm not a lawyer, but what I think, he maybe just gonna come on in 2.5 on good behavior. We understand that the Vice Cartel's concert is coming up, so who have their big money show up at the concert. Who doesn't, then I guess you get left behind. Okay, and all of those kind of things. I wanted to talk about another topic, but I believe that I will come and talk about it another time in a different topic or different content. Thank you guys for stopping by. I catch you guys another time. Happy Saturday. Bye.